Greetings on this cold day in Syracuse, and my name is Sarah Nahar, and Sharon asked us about how we would counsel you all in giving a talk. So today, in the next couple of minutes, just want to give you a few pointers. My favorite part of thinking about public speaking has to do with your stance, having your feet grounded on the floor. If you've ever played basketball, this is kind of like the triple threat position. Your feet aren't exactly parallel, but one is slightly behind the other. It's a strong stance. You can go any number of directions. If you're just doing this on Zoom, still have your feet grounded on the floor so you can have the most power as you speak. Your voice doesn't only come from your throat, it comes all the way from your gut and all the way from the ground in many ways. So bring up that energy. Secondly, have a strong beginning and a strong ending. Even if you get lost in the middle of your speech, as long as you know where you're going to end, it'll work out all right. Thirdly, your audience doesn't know what they don't know. So it can be hard to not say everything in a speech, but it's really important to just make sure to stick to your points and trust that the audience will ask if they have a question. And if you do leave time for questions and answers, you can follow up with some of those specifics. If you're nervous that no one will have a question, perhaps purposely leave a point out. And if no one has questions, you can say, just to add on one more point or a detail that I think makes additional sense is, and then you can fill that space yourself. And also, if no one has questions, one thing you can do is to look over your notes, think about what you said, and if there was something you forgot, you can simply add it at that time. But after you add that point, make sure you pull in a little bit of your conclusion again, so you can really drive the point home that you're trying to get through in your conclusion. Some people suggest summarizing throughout. So, for example, I could say, as I mentioned in the beginning, your stance matters. Knowing your strong beginning and ending matters. And recognizing that your audience doesn't know what they don't know, so you don't have to say everything, and trust that they'll ask about what's important to them also matters. So that's an example of summarizing. Then maybe I'll go on to another point or so. You can kind of think about that as the bridge in a song or a hook. I actually don't remember what it's called, but that part that sounds differently in the middle of the whole thing. Yeah, you can always have one of those in the speech. But make sure you return to that chorus, to the main points. And throughout the speech, just try to keep your energy up. Imagine if you were sitting and listening to yourself. What would you need? What would you want? So those are my tips, and happy to check in with any of you and to do practice runs if you'd like. But public speaking and be able to communicate your thoughts is one of the most important tools that you have for making your voice heard in the world, as well as practicing, learning, and speaking to what is most important to you in your life. Wishing you all the best, and you've got a great prof, so this will all work out.